Welcome to the Certified Internal Auditor Part 3 exam preparation course. I'm your host, Adrian Resag. It's in the Part 3 that we really understand how to manage an internal audit function. Now, in Part 1, we learned about what internal audit is, a lot about the principles, about different internal audit concepts like fraud or independence. Now, in Part 2, we learn how to actually perform an internal audit, but it's in Part 3 that you are going to be preparing to be managing different parts of an internal audit itself, or if you're at the level of the chief audit executive, you'll understand how to manage an entire internal audit function. So what are we going to see in the Part 3? We're going to start understanding internal audit operations, everything that an internal audit function does, not how to perform engagements, but rather the function itself. In the internal audit planning, section B, we're going to understand how to do the multi-annual or even annual internal audit planning. We're going to understand how to use a risk-based approach to be able to satisfy the needs of our audit committee, our board of directors, our management with the audits that we will be planning. We're going to be looking at internal audit quality, understand the quality assessments to make sure that your internal audit function can be as good as possible. And finally, in section D, we're going to be looking at engagement outcomes and oversight. You're going to see in Part 3 all the different things that you need to know, whether you're at the chief audit executive level or managing an internal audit function as, say, a director or an internal audit manager, or even, I'm going to say, for an audit senior. This is going to be important for you if you're just starting out in internal audit. This is going to be interesting for you to know the next steps and also the overall picture for internal audit. We start out with section A. This is about internal audit operations. So here we are directly trying to understand what the internal audit function does. We're going to understand the strategic aspects as well as the more operational management of an internal audit function, how to report to senior management and the board on the performance and other indicators of the internal audit function, managing an internal audit function itself, including, for instance, knowing how to staff your department, how to make sure that it has the proper resources, and understanding how to satisfy the different stakeholders of your department. And finally, make sure that the performance of your function is as good as it can be, giving it the different indicators of its performance to make sure that your function is properly performing at the best of its ability.